Songwriting for me is almost like archaeology in reverse. You're not digging up the past, but you're digging something that exists in the future.
It takes a long time for me to write a song. I have to feel the song.
It's easy to write a song. All you got to do is put a feeling on paper. 3 chords and the truth. There's 4 chords.
3.
3.
Whatever you want.
Guys, this is it. Fame at last. And we can't go to the pub, still not open. Pros and cons in that one. So anyway, we're here tonight, and it's been a while, so I'm sure you all have loads of new material. Blast it out for us. Who wants to go first?
There's an Irish lass from the west coast of Clare, with great personality shown in her hair. She paints and she writes and she laughs and she cries, trying to shake off her past hurtful ties. She was widowed quite young at the end of the day, and why this was she just couldn't say.
The night usually just flows, you know, it goes around in a circle, and you'll get to sing maybe 2 songs, 3 if it's a very small group, but usually it's 2 songs. And it kind of keeps going, so you don't really get to find out about people or where they're from. But like, you know, there's various age groups, various backgrounds. It's just lovely. Share your song the first time, like you really are sharing a part of yourself. And sometimes, you know, you'd be a little bit kind of self-conscious about it, thinking, oh, jeepers, you know, you are opening yourself up, really. But I think again that it's the same with all of the arts. You know, you are giving a piece of yourself. If a piece of yourself isn't in it, it's not going to be genuine, and it's not going to have that authenticity.
As we're entering our twilight years, together we'll conquer our fears. Together we'll conquer our fears.
Will the sheets on the bed that you lie on feel empty and cold? If the smile is gone from your eyes, if the truths you have known are all lies, if the bread that you baked doesn't rise, will you stand in your doorway and kiss me goodbye when I go? If the road that you travel on never looks quite the same, you remember the face, but you never could quite catch the name. If there's too many clouds in the sky, if the well that you drink from runs dry, if that noise in the night is a cry, will you stand in your doorway, kiss me goodbye when I go?
Conor mooted the idea first 8 or 10 years ago nearly.
Myself and Malachi were playing a bit of music and writing songs, and because we'd heard about other people in town that wrote songs and wondered if we could set up some sort of a regular thing, you know.
We'd been meeting up once a month, I think, in Dodd's pub for a bit of a sing-song. That's how it started, really.
So they come in maybe about 9, half 9, and they play it for a while, you know, but wonderful stuff, fantastic stuff. Quite a few different characters. But all of the one hearty sort of, humorous type people. But God, by God, they were fantastic musicians, fantastic singers. Once for the play, and each one of them were so respective of the other's ability.
I remember somebody once wanted to create a load of rules, like, you know, you can't do a song over 5 minutes and you can't play along with somebody else unless requested, all this sort of stuff. And one of the people, who shall remain nameless, then stood up and played a song for 12 minutes straight after. So that was that. The only rule really is leave your ego at the door, you know, and once you do that, it's all good, you know.
Oh my God, I killed that man in the bloody trail. Southern wind blowing through my Texas jail. Southern wind blowing through my Texas jail.
I knew Helen Graham, but I thought she might be too well known, or maybe, you know, she's done an awful lot, and we might have just been minnows, you know. But she was delighted to get involved, and we set up once a month, and that was over 8 years ago.
Such a variety of plants here. It's lovely. That's sculpture. She's the brightest star shining on the heaven's dark plain. That's the castle of the McDermott. And the McDermott ruled over the whole area of what we would call Roscommon now. So he was the father of Una Vaughan, and he was like the prince, and she was like his daughter, a princess, and she was stunningly beautiful. Her beauty was a legend all over Connacht. So she come down the stairs anyway when she saw this man, and he was just in fresh from a battle. It was Tomás Lodger McCostelloy, and he was sweated. And she thought, oh my God, there's some man, you know. She fell in love with him and he fell in love with her, and they met in secret. Where she passed on her way, man and youth forsook labouring. The McDermott found his wealth was decreasing. It was withering away. So he held a feast in her honour, and he invited this incredibly wealthy man and other wealthy men to come as well. And he told Una, he warned her, now, before we enter into this party, he said, you will choose the man for whom I have chosen. If you marry with this man, he said, I will gain greatly in wealth and status. She had fallen in love with Tomás Lodger McCostelloy, and there was nobody before him. When the father found out, he forbade her to see him. And she said, I will see and I will marry that man. He is the man for me. She was at the head of the table beside her father for the big feast. And he said to her, now Una Vaughan, you know whom you're supposed to toast. And she said, I do. So she stood up and she toasted McCostelloy. And the father was furious. He was thinking of all this wealth he was going to lose, or that he would have access to, because this man was very wealthy. He slapped her hard across the face, very, very hard. He left the tracks of his hands on her face. And she was so shocked and humiliated. She ran away and she went up, circling stairs up to the top of the castle. That was her bedroom, and she locked herself in there. And she said she would not eat until he allowed her to have her will. He didn't, and she starved to death. She's the brightest star shining from the heavens darkling now, virgin snow in the moonlight, is her brow, her sweet soul now. Never mind the clapping, give me the money. There are all kinds of people doing all kinds of music. There's these big guys, you know, and they're a bit muscular and the whole lot, and then, you know, they're boxers. Hair is cut tight on them and the whole lot, and you think they're going to maybe beat you up, and then suddenly out comes this incredibly tender, beautiful compositions, you know, from both men. And it's just out of this world. Give you the, you know, give you the shivers in the right way.
I was a steamboat captain, I was out at sea. She swam out from shore just to rescue me. She said, why do you do the things you do?
We were, the both of us were champions of Ireland at the same time from 1999 to 2001. I decided I was going to go pro in America, and when I went over there, kind of learnt the business of boxing, and I said to myself, no, it's a dirty game.
I didn't fight after that then. I met a nice girl and settled down.
The same night? The same night, yeah.
Really? Yeah. She took the fight out of me.
My girl, well, we had a fight. I was wrong and she was right, and I got up, walked out the door, and I slammed it so fucking hard like never before.
Well, the first night I went up there to the circle, Stephen went up. You went up the first night your own, didn't you?
I can't remember.
Or the two of us go up, I don't know. I think the two of us went up.
Yeah, but it was good, like the circle is great. I have to say, Connor is very friendly. You know, and he is just...
He's too friendly sometimes.
Connor is a bit like myself in the box, and he's just mad to share, you know, and get people involved.
All I want is you. All I want is you.
I work for Sligo County Council. I'm a traffic warden, and I've been a traffic warden for 20 years, and I really enjoyed the job.
Hey warden, don't put a fine on me. I've only been 2 minutes, can't you see? I took a chance. I got caught. I got done. Hey driver, 2 minutes more like 10. You've only got yourself to blame. You took a chance. You got caught. You got done. 'Cause you got 2 yellow lines under your wheels. You got 1 parking fine. Now you know how it feels to take a chance. You got caught. You got done. Hey warden, how do you sleep at night? Well, I tell you that I couldn't give a hoot. You took a chance. You got caught. You got done.
You can sing anything you want, anything you've composed. You can have a bit of a laugh. All the people in Connor's group, it's just lovely being with them.
Can you hear the voices getting louder? Can you hear the cold deep within you? Can you hear the voices within you now? Can you hear the voice, it is you? La, la, la.
It's great to be able to perform, but it's also, I think, even better to be able to observe and listen to other people's songs and to see their styles.
It's the sharing of it that is the important. I think that's one of the best aspects of the songwriter thing, you know.
I think the listening is just as important as the sharing. In fact, in some ways it's even more important, really.
Magpie landed on the skyline chimney in my soul. And fear not, bird, for I mean you no harm. And stay a while and lend me the secrets of eyes from the other side. The pupil lens of the raindrop before it formed. And the meandering.
You know, you could sit at home and play something and you'd be perfectly happy yourself with it. But the test is really to play it in front of other people and see what sort of response you get.
It's very interesting to see how everybody else is playing music and what kind of styles they adopt. It's not just interesting, it's actually quite inspiring.
So that, you know, there aren't sort of opportunities for people to try out their music. So it's a very unique collective, yeah.
Oh, come with me, my baby, come to our Beltane Hill. Come with me, my baby, yeah, the magic is strong and the time is standing still. Yeah, the magic is strong and the time is standing still. And you are my fairy queen. You are my fairy queen.
Fergus Lyons, and he's an artist, and his songs are really kind of weird, but lovely, good songs, you know. Jeez, don't tell him I said that.
This song was written a couple of years ago, but I thought it kind of ties into the thing of people being separated from each other, maybe. The sun is on my shoulder. The sea lies to my right, and everything that I have aimed for is in 10,000 points of light. I used to think things over. Now I don't even try. I am taking my directions from 10,000 points of light. Painting has been my main mode of expression, but I've always written music, but never played for people. I just play music in the studio to clear my head when I get stuck with the painting. Oh, it's a wonderful thing if you can share them, and that's what the music group in Boyle is about. You're actually sharing what you're making. Like breeding tropical finches or something, and you think nobody else is interested in it. And then you meet another gang of people who they understand what you're at.
I was dying. My mom said go, and I'd have stayed to grieve my brother instead. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong flag, and a bullet through his head. Where, why, what, for who? Where, why, what, for who? I remember I was 16, was like someone else's life. I kicked a ball, play guitar, or a winger, or a cool rock star. Just goal score for my team and starting my own band. I knew I'd had to make a choice, but either any or. Look promising till Arab Spring, and I saw my country fall into this useless, endless war where no one wins it all. Where, why, what, for who? Where, why, what, for who? My mother.
I'm a painter. I've been a painter for 30 years. All the creativity, if you like, was channeled either into painting or into singing or songwriting. I'm not getting very far in learning the guitar. I'm not a good guitar player, but I have, I had ideas for songs, and I didn't have any ideas for paintings, so I went with the song.
Really, every experience is completely abstract. Then you use words to try to encompass it, or you use music, but really the core of it is something you experience, sensibility. And you don't even know where it's being experienced, because we don't know where consciousness is.
It doesn't matter, I suppose, what you are or where you come from. You just are there, everyone is the same, everyone's just trying to write songs and share the music, really.
A lot of people out there writing songs and have nowhere to play.
I try to write songs on the truth, because the more truthful you are with a song, I think the better it is for you.
Looking forward to getting back into Dobbs, big time, Not just for the music.
Well, they're always welcome anytime, and it's always a pleasure to have them, because they're wonderful people in their own way.
I have already recommended it to other people, so yeah, I think it's great to have people having a creative flow, and the songwriter group has really done that, I think, for a lot of people.
The talent has got to get out there, there's no point having a song if no one can hear it.
That's it.
We decided now we'd meet every month, so you tend to you kind of challenge yourself, like, I'm going to get something finished for next month, and that's a real motivation to write.
I love the fact that other people will take a piece of energy and put the time into it and gradually put a shape on it, and out of it comes not necessarily a poem or a novel, but out comes a song. That's a beautiful thing. Take nothing and create something.
I love it as it is, and I hope it goes on that way, being tolerant of all musics and all people from all backgrounds.
Lecturer at IT Sligo, and but that just pays the bills. Really, at heart, I'm a songwriter, undiscovered, but I'm sure it's coming. Oh, there's somebody coming now.
Is there?
No, I meant to discover me.
Oh, sorry.